What if I told you carrots aren't really the secret to sharp eyesight after all? Did you know that during World War II, the British Air Force spread a rumor that their pilots could see better at night because of carrots, when in reality, it was just a cover-up for their radar technology? And here's a shocker. Relying only on carrots means you're missing out on a whole rainbow of powerful nutrients that could protect your vision far better. So, what if the real guardians of your eyesight are unusual, often overlooked vegetables sitting quietly in the produce aisle? What if the key to seeing clearly into your golden years lies not in what you've always been told, but in what's been hidden in plain sight? This isn't just another health tip. It's a journey into the surprising world of vegetables that act like natural sunglasses for your eyes. Ready to discover which ones they are? Let's dive in right now. Swiss chard, the hidden guardian of your macula. When most people think of foods that protect their vision, carrots always come up first. But as I've said before, that's only scratching the surface. If you want to truly safeguard your eyesight, especially the health of your macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision, you need to look beyond the basics. And that's where Swiss chard comes in. Now, I'll be very direct with you. Swiss chard is one of the richest natural sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that your eyes absolutely love. These compounds don't just sit around in your bloodstream. They are actually transported and concentrated right into your macula. Think of them as microscopic shields that filter harmful blue light, neutralize free radicals, and help your eye tissues function smoothly even as you age. If you've ever worried about macular degeneration, blurry central vision, or just the overall sharpness of your sight as you get older, lutein and zeaxanthin should be your best friends. And Swiss chard? Well, it's one of the most generous ways nature provides them. Why lutein and zeaxanthin matter so much. Let's take a moment to focus in. Your eyes are bombarded every single day by light and oxygen. That combination creates oxidative stress, tiny but relentless damage at the cellular level. Over time, this stress can weaken the macula, leading to one of the most common problems in aging eyes: age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. Lutein and zeaxanthin work like specialized filters. They absorb high-energy blue light before it can penetrate too deeply and cause harm. They also mop up unstable molecules, free radicals, that would otherwise damage delicate eye tissues. In plain terms, they act like a built-in defense system. Now here's the catch. Your body doesn't produce these compounds on its own. You must get them from your diet. That's why the choice of vegetables you eat matters so much. Swiss chard's unique advantage. Plenty of green vegetables contain lutein and zeaxanthin, but Swiss chard is particularly dense in these carotenoids. What makes it stand out is the balance it offers. Alongside lutein and zeaxanthin, chard carries a whole package of supporting nutrients, like vitamin A precursors, vitamin C, and magnesium, that allow your body to actually use and absorb these compounds more effectively. Here's something many people don't realize. It's not just about eating lutein-rich foods. It's about how your body can incorporate them into your eye tissue. Swiss chard provides the right environment for that absorption to happen. That's why, in my professional opinion, it deserves a much stronger reputation in the eye health conversation than it currently gets. Over the years, I've met countless people who thought they were doing everything right for their eyes, taking a multivitamin, eating a few carrots here and there, maybe even trying an over-the-counter supplement, and yet they were still frustrated with their vision changes. When I encouraged them to diversify their diet with vegetables like Swiss chard, it wasn't just a nutritional suggestion, it was a strategy. I've seen time and again that the difference between bare minimum eye care and truly resilient eye health often lies in the quality and variety of the foods you choose. Swiss chard is one of those foods that delivers more than people expect. Now, I'm not saying it's a miracle vegetable, but what I am saying is this. When you consistently bring foods like Swiss chard into your meals, you're giving your eyes the exact compounds they crave most. And believe me, that adds up over the years. How lutein and zeaxanthin in Swiss chard support your macula. Let's get even more precise for a moment. The macula is like the bullseye of your vision. It allows you to read, recognize faces, and see fine detail. Lutein and zeaxanthin are found in the very highest concentrations in this region of the retina. In fact, when scientists measure the pigment density in the macula, they often use it as a marker of how protected someone's eyes are. A richer pigment density means stronger natural defenses. Lower density means more vulnerability. And here's the exciting part. When you consume foods high in these carotenoids, like Swiss chard, your macular pigment density can actually increase. That's a measurable, real-world improvement in your eye's ability to handle stress and maintain clarity. What I appreciate about Swiss chard, beyond its lutein and zeaxanthin, is how it integrates into a broader picture of health. Your eyes are not isolated organs. They're deeply connected to your circulation, your nervous system, and your overall nutrition. Chard contains compounds that support blood vessel health, lower inflammation, and stabilize blood sugar. All of these factors indirectly help your vision stay sharp because poor circulation or chronic inflammation can accelerate eye problems. That's why I often tell people, when you eat Swiss chard, you're not just feeding your eyes. You're supporting the whole system that keeps them functioning. It's a holistic approach, and it pays off in the long run. If I were to sum up decades of observation in one thought, it would be this. The simplest changes often carry the greatest rewards. Swiss chard is not exotic, it's not hard to find, and it doesn't require complicated preparation. Yet its impact on the macula, the very core of your vision, is profound. I've seen people overlook it because it doesn't have the same marketing appeal as kale or spinach. But that's exactly why I emphasize it here. Sometimes the vegetables sitting quietly in the background are the ones doing the most important work for your health. So now that we've looked at Swiss chard and its rich supply of lutein and zeaxanthin, we've built a strong foundation for understanding how unusual vegetables can directly defend your eyesight. But Swiss chard is only the beginning. Because once you step outside the carrot box, you'll find a whole lineup of colorful, unexpected vegetables, each with its own special compounds designed to protect different aspects of your vision. And the next one we'll uncover might surprise you even more. Purple cabbage, the night vision and vascular protector. When you first look at purple cabbage, it's easy to admire its vibrant color. But few people realize that the pigment behind that deep purple is also a powerful medicine for the eyes. That striking color comes from a family of compounds called anthocyanins. And if you care about sharper night vision and stronger blood vessels in your eyes, anthocyanins should matter to you. Let me go straight to the point. Anthocyanins are not just decorative. They are potent antioxidants that strengthen the very foundation of your vision. And purple cabbage happens to be one of the richest, most accessible sources of these compounds. Why anthocyanins matter for your eyes? Every single time you step into a dimly lit room, drive at night, or try to see clearly under low light, your eyes are forced to adjust. That adjustment relies heavily on the ability of your retina to respond quickly and efficiently. Over time, as we age, this night vision tends to decline. The culprit is often oxidative stress and weakened circulation within the delicate vessels of the eye. Anthocyanins tackle both of these problems at once. They scavenge free radicals, those unstable molecules that cause cell damage, and they reinforce the integrity of blood vessels, making them more flexible and resilient. The result is twofold. Your retinal cells perform better under stress, and your microcirculation delivers oxygen and nutrients more effectively. Together, these improvements translate into clearer night vision and stronger overall eye function. Now, you might be asking, why purple cabbage specifically? After all, anthocyanins are also present in blueberries and other purple foods. That's true, but purple cabbage offers something unique. Its anthocyanin content is combined with a dense array of supporting vitamins like vitamin C and vitamin K, both of which further enhance blood vessel stability. Vitamin C plays a critical role in collagen formation, the very scaffolding that keeps blood vessels strong. Vitamin K, on the other hand, ensures proper clotting and circulation. When you bring all of this together, purple cabbage isn't just delivering anthocyanins, it's offering a complete vascular support package. For your eyes, that means less fragility, better nutrient flow, and ultimately, a reduced risk of retinal complications as you age. Over decades of working with patients concerned about their eyesight, I've noticed something consistent. Those who only focus on surface-level nutrition, like taking a basic multivitamin or eating the same two vegetables over and over, often miss out on the subtle, protective compounds that truly make a difference. I can't count how many times I've heard someone say, "I'm eating healthy, but my night vision is still not what it used to be." My response is often simple. Have you considered foods rich in anthocyanins? And 9 times out of 10, purple cabbage has never crossed their mind. When they begin to incorporate it regularly, the story changes. I've seen eye health stabilize, and I've seen patients report more comfort and confidence when driving at night. No, it's not magic, it's science. But it feels almost magical when your body gets what it truly needs. The role of anthocyanins in vascular strength. Let's zoom in on blood vessels for a moment. Your eyes depend on an intricate network of capillaries, tiny vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to the retina. These vessels are incredibly delicate, and when they weaken, you face a higher risk of issues like microbleeds, swelling, or impaired circulation. Anthocyanins strengthen the walls of these vessels. They make them less likely to leak, less prone to damage, and more efficient at carrying blood where it needs to go. For anyone concerned about diabetic eye problems, macular degeneration, or simply maintaining healthy circulation in the eyes, this is no small benefit. Purple cabbage stands out here because it doesn't just provide anthocyanins in trace amounts, it delivers them in abundance. That bold purple color is your proof. The deeper the pigment, the richer the anthocyanin content. And with purple cabbage, you're getting a vibrant dose every time. The broader impact of anthocyanins on vision. While night vision is the most noticeable improvement, anthocyanins also support general visual clarity. By reducing oxidative stress, they protect the photoreceptor cells, the very cells responsible for capturing light and sending signals to your brain. When these cells are shielded from damage, they function more reliably, giving you sharper images and steadier vision over time. What fascinates me, even after years of study, is how seamlessly anthocyanins act in multiple directions. They protect, they strengthen, they energize. And purple cabbage delivers them in a form that's easy to absorb and combine with the rest of your diet. If you ask me which vegetables are undervalued in modern diets, purple cabbage is always near the top of my list. It's inexpensive, it's widely available, and yet it's rarely highlighted as an eye health superstar. Most people dismiss it as just a crunchy side dish or something to add color to a salad. But when I look at it, I see one of nature's most powerful tools for protecting eyesight. I've been in this field long enough to say with confidence, those who embrace anthocyanin-rich foods like purple cabbage are giving themselves an advantage. They're not only supporting their eyes today, but they're also building resilience for the years ahead. That kind of foresight, no pun intended, is priceless. Sometimes we overcomplicate health advice. We chase exotic berries or expensive supplements, thinking the answer must be rare or hard to find. But purple cabbage proves the opposite. Something so common, so simple, can have a profound effect when you understand its value and use it consistently. To me, that's a beautiful reminder that the best solutions are often right in front of us. All it takes is awareness and a little commitment. So now we've uncovered the secret strength of purple cabbage, its anthocyanins for night vision and vascular protection. Together with Swiss chards, lutein, and zeaxanthin, we're beginning to see a pattern. Unusual vegetables carry specialized nutrients that directly target different aspects of eye health. But the journey isn't complete yet. There's another vegetable, often found in Asian cuisine, that adds yet another layer of protection, one that supports the very structure and resilience of your eye tissues. Let's move forward and explore the surprising benefits of gailan, or Chinese broccoli. Gailan, vitamin K and C, the builders of strong, resilient eyes. When we think about protecting our vision, most people picture vitamins that sharpen the retina or nutrients that keep the macula strong. But here's the truth I've learned over many years. Your eyes are not just lenses and retinas. They are living structures built from layers of tissue, connective fibers, and delicate blood vessels. If those tissues aren't strong, nothing else will hold up. That's where gailan, also known as Chinese broccoli, quietly steps in. Unlike more famous eye foods, this leafy green doesn't just help you see better in the short term. It helps build and maintain the foundation of your eyes thanks to its high levels of vitamin K and vitamin C. I'll tell you straight, if lutein and zeaxanthin are like sunglasses for your macula, and anthocyanins are like armor for your blood vessels, then vitamin K and C are the construction crew. They are the builders and repairmen, constantly working behind the scenes to keep your eye tissues flexible, resilient, and ready for the years ahead. The role of vitamin K, the guardian of circulation. Most folks know vitamin K as the blood clotting vitamin. That's true, but in the eyes, it does something even more important. It strengthens the walls of your tiny blood vessels. The eye depends on an intricate web of microvessels to deliver oxygen and nutrients. Over time, these vessels can weaken, leak, or stiffen. That's when trouble begins. Swelling in the retina, fragile capillaries, and eventually vision loss. Vitamin K acts like a stabilizer, helping proteins in the blood vessel walls work properly, preventing them from becoming brittle or leaky. When I look at patients with eye problems related to circulation, I often think, if only they had nourished those vessels earlier. Vitamin K is one of the simplest, most natural ways to do that, and Guy Land delivers it in abundance. The power of vitamin C, the shield and the builder. Now let's talk about vitamin C. In my professional view, vitamin C is one of the most underrated protectors of eye health. You see, the eye is constantly exposed to light and oxygen, and that combination creates oxidative stress. Without protection, proteins in the lens start to break down, leading to cataracts, while the collagen in the cornea and sclera weakens, causing structural problems. Vitamin C solves both of these challenges. It acts as a powerful antioxidant, defending delicate proteins from damage. At the same time, it supports the production of collagen, the very scaffolding that holds your eye tissues together. The cornea, the sclera, the lens capsule. These all depend on collagen to stay strong and clear. Without enough vitamin C, those tissues simply don't hold up. What makes Guilan so special is that it combines high levels of vitamin C with vitamin K, giving your eyes both protection and structure. Why Guilan deserves more attention? I've been in this field long enough to see how easily people overlook simple, humble foods. Guilan doesn't have the flashy reputation of kale or the marketing push of spinach. But when I examine its nutrient profile, I see something invaluable. A direct way to support the physical integrity of the entire eye. Think about it this way. Other vegetables give you shields, filters, and armor. Guilan gives you the bricks and mortar. Without strong tissue, none of those other defenses can do their job. That's why, in my eyes, Guilan is a cornerstone vegetable for long-term vision health. Let me share a perspective that comes from decades of working with people who worry about their eyesight. Many of them take supplements. Some focus on a few trendy foods, and they hope that's enough. But the truth is, you can't protect your vision if the foundation of your eye is crumbling. When I encourage people to include vitamin K and C from foods like Guilan, I see something remarkable: stability. Their eye tissues seem less prone to the small, creeping changes that wear vision down over time. It's not dramatic, it doesn't feel like a miracle, but it's steady, reliable, and deeply protective. To me, that's the real secret. Vision isn't saved by quick fixes, it's preserved by long-term habits that keep the whole system strong. What I love most about Guilan is how it reminds us that the eyes are more than just the macula. They are living organs with blood supply, connective tissue, and structure. Vitamin K keeps the vessels resilient. Vitamin C maintains collagen and prevents oxidative breakdown. Together, they provide what I call whole eye protection. When you bring Guilan into your meals regularly, you're not just helping one part of your vision. You're reinforcing every layer, every connection, every tissue. That's what makes the difference between eyes that struggle with age and eyes that stay resilient year after year. If you take nothing else away from this, remember this: strong tissues equal strong vision. And Guilan is one of nature's finest gifts for building that strength. It doesn't shout for attention, but it quietly does the work that matters most. After many years of guiding people on their eye health journey, I can honestly say that vegetables like Guilan deserve a permanent place on the plate of anyone who wants to see clearly and comfortably in their later years. Now, with Swiss chard giving you lutein and zeaxanthin, purple cabbage providing anthocyanins, and Guylan reinforcing your tissues with vitamin K and C, we've built a complete picture. Each vegetable brings a different piece of the puzzle, and together they form a strong defense for your vision. But how do you put it all into practice day by day without feeling overwhelmed? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Your clear vision action plan, a simple way to turn all this knowledge into lasting results. Flavor and preparation, making the unusual delicious. Let's be honest here. No matter how healthy a vegetable might be, if it doesn't taste good, it won't last long on your plate. I've seen it too many times. People get excited about some new superfood, buy it once, take a bite, and then it ends up sitting in the fridge until it's thrown away. That's not what we want for Swiss chard, purple cabbage, or Guylan. These vegetables aren't just good for your eyes. They can actually become foods you look forward to if you know how to prepare them. And let me say this as someone who's worked with patients for decades. Food isn't just nutrition, it's comfort, memory, and enjoyment. If you're not enjoying what you eat, you won't stick with it. That's why I want to show you simple, approachable ways to bring out the natural flavor of these vegetables, so they don't feel like medicine, but like part of a satisfying meal. Swiss chard. Mild, tender, and surprisingly versatile Swiss chard may look a little intimidating with those big leaves and colorful stems, but don't let that fool you. Its flavor is gentle, earthy, and slightly sweet, less bitter than kale, softer than spinach, but still hearty enough to stand on its own. Here's my advice. Treat the stems and leaves differently. The stems are crunchy and benefit from a little extra cooking, while the leaves wilt down quickly. A simple sauté with olive oil and garlic brings out their best qualities. Just a few minutes in the pan, and you've got a side dish that feels rich and satisfying without being heavy. Over the years, I've found that chard pairs beautifully with flavors like lemon, onion, or even a sprinkle of nutmeg. It's the kind of vegetable that plays well with others. You can fold it into an omelet, stir it into soup, or even toss it with pasta. Once you try it, you'll see how easy it is to make chard a regular guest at your table. Purple cabbage, crunchy, colorful, and full of life. Now, purple cabbage is one of my personal favorites, not just for its health benefits, but because it's simply beautiful. That vibrant color can brighten up any plate. But beyond the looks, its flavor has a pleasant balance of sweetness and peppery bite. The key here is to respect its crunch. If you cook it too long, it loses both its texture and its color. A quick stir-fry, just until it softens slightly, keeps its spirit alive. If you prefer it raw, it adds a refreshing crispness to salads or slaws. What I love to remind people is that cabbage doesn't need much. A touch of vinegar or citrus can wake it up, and a dash of salt brings out its natural sweetness. You don't need complicated recipes, just simple touches that let the vegetable shine. For many of my older patients, purple cabbage has become a favorite because it feels fresh and satisfying without being heavy on the stomach. And when you know it's also strengthening your eyes, it tastes even better. Guylan. Bold, slightly bitter, and deeply nourishing. Guylan, or Chinese broccoli, might be less familiar, but don't be afraid of its stronger taste. It has a flavor similar to regular broccoli, but with a little more earthiness and a gentle bitterness. Personally, I think that bitterness is a good thing. It signals the presence of powerful compounds, and when cooked right, it balances beautifully with other flavors. The secret to Guylan is simple. Don't overcook it. A quick steam or sauté with ginger or garlic brings out its tenderness while keeping its vibrant green color. The stems have a pleasant crunch, and the leaves soften quickly, so you get the best of both textures in one bite. Over the years, I've found that older adults often grow to appreciate Guylan once they try it a few times. Its taste feels hearty, grounding, and wholesome, like the kind of vegetable that really sticks with you. And when you know it's packing your eyes with vitamin K and C, that first bite feels even more rewarding. My professional reflection on flavor and health. Here's something I've learned after many decades. People don't need gourmet recipes. They need foods that are simple, satisfying, and repeatable. The more complicated we make eating healthy, the less likely we are to keep it up. That's why I focus on teaching easy methods that highlight the natural flavor of each vegetable instead of burying it under sauces or seasonings. With Swiss chard, purple cabbage, and gailan, the key is minimal fuss. A little olive oil, a pinch of salt, maybe some garlic or lemon. That's all you really need. These vegetables have their own personalities, and when you let them speak, they're not just healthy, they're enjoyable. I've seen the difference this makes in real people's lives. When they stop thinking of vegetables as a chore and start seeing them as something pleasant, suddenly consistency becomes natural. And consistency, not perfection, is what protects your vision in the long run. Another truth I've seen over the years is this. It's not about the single meal you eat, it's about the habits you build. You don't have to cook Swiss chard every night or keep purple cabbage on your plate 7 days a week. But weaving them into your rotation, one here, another there, creates a steady stream of nutrients that builds real protection over time. Think of it like maintaining your home. You don't wait until the roof is caving in to patch it up. You make small, regular fixes so it stays strong. These vegetables are those small, regular fixes for your eyes. And when you enjoy the taste, it's not a chore, it's just part of living well. If there's one piece of wisdom I'd leave you with, it's this. Health doesn't have to taste bland. These unusual vegetables don't just protect your vision, they bring beauty, color, and pleasure to your meals. And in my years of practice, I've seen that joy in eating is just as important as the nutrients themselves. So don't be afraid to try them. Let the Swiss chard surprise you with its tenderness, let the purple cabbage delight you with its crunch, and let the gailan ground you with its depth. When food nourishes both your body and your spirit, that's when it truly becomes medicine. Now that we've explored how to enjoy these vegetables in the kitchen, we're ready for the final step. Pulling everything together into a clear, practical action plan. Because knowing is one thing, but living it day by day is what truly protects your eyesight for the years to come. Your clear vision action plan. We've covered a lot together. Swiss chard with its lutein and zeaxanthin, purple cabbage with its anthocyanins, and gailan with its vitamin K and C. Each of these vegetables brings a different kind of protection to your eyes. But knowledge alone won't protect your vision. Action will. So let's make it simple. Here's a clear plan you can follow. Steady, practical, and designed for real life. Step 1. Start small, but start. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to add all 3 vegetables at once. Pick just one to begin with. Maybe Swiss chard this week. Cook it simply, taste it, and see how it feels. Once you're comfortable, bring in another. Step by step, you'll build a routine without stress. Step 2. Aim for consistency, not perfection. Your eyes don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be steady. Even 2 or 3 servings a week of these unusual vegetables can begin to build real protection over time. Remember, it's not about the single meal. It's about the pattern over months and years. Step 3. Make it enjoyable. I can't stress this enough. If you don't enjoy the taste, you won't keep it up. Experiment with gentle seasonings, garlic, lemon, a splash of olive oil. Keep it simple. Let the natural flavors come through. Eating should be a pleasure, not a chore. Step 4. Notice how you feel. With time, you may notice subtle changes. Steadier energy, clearer eyes, or just the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're giving your body what it truly needs. Pay attention to these moments. They're reminders that the effort is worth it. Step 5. Share and connect. Health isn't a lonely journey. Share what you've learned with family or friends. Cook a dish together. Ask your loved ones what they think. When food becomes part of connection, it's easier and far more joyful to keep the habit going. From my heart, let me tell you this. Protecting your vision isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about making small, consistent choices that add up over time. These vegetables, Swiss chard, purple cabbage, and gailan, are gifts from nature, quietly waiting in the produce aisle, ready to help you see more clearly into the years ahead. So here's my gentle challenge to you. Try one of them this week, just one. Let it be the first step in a journey towards stronger, brighter eyes. And when you do, know that you're not just eating, you're investing in your own future. Because your eyes deserve the best. And so do you.